Yaya. Start the day out by thanking our Chitzel Siem in our language that's our creator above us. Thank our ancestors before us for planting those seeds and keeping our culture and our language and our traditions alive here today. That's why we're here. We thank our elders in our community for paving the way and planting the seeds for the younger generation. We thank our youth here, the next generation. That's why we sit around the table. The reason why our leaders sit around the table is not for themselves, it's for the next 7 generations. So I'm going to allow our Siam Stakwasen to share some words on what she has to say as a leader, a hereditary leader. So, Ejka.
Not as tall as my son. Ossiam, their respected family and friends. I'm Chief Marilyn Gabriel of Kwantlen First Nation. My traditional name is Stakwasen. I stand here with my husband, my son, adopted son, my other son. I thank my son Phil. We had a good chat yesterday down in Kwantlen by the water. And I was struggling with this within my own being. If I was going to come out today at all, I should leave my home today. But my daughter, she works across the river, and she is 24. And she's the tiniest little thing, and she's our little protester. Our little warrior. She's been on every protest everywhere for the pipeline. And I thank all these beautiful people who are wearing the orange today. Aichka Siam. I don't know why I said the pipeline, but what I refer to it is when we're protesting or against the pipeline, it was one drop was too much in our water. So we have every impact in life. When I'm referring to that, one child is too much. One child of any race is too much. Those little 215 little babies, I will always call them little babies because they're torn away from our people, our grandmothers, our mothers, our aunties, our uncles, and no one could do anything about it. And I wanted you to see me standing by my friend, my son, who's the RCMP, and my other son, who's the RCMP. A lot of things happened in our lifetime. We have strong people. We're still here through everything that everyone's been trying to do to us. But I want you today, I'm not gonna throw it all on you, I just thank you for wearing your orange shirts. I thank you for honoring the 215 that started this. Their little spirits couldn't stay in the ground any longer. And you know what? They're the strongest of us all. Because now the world knows BC. Now the world knows Canada. You can't pat that down and push it under anything anymore. But what are we collectively going to do about that? Our people, when my son was talking about our elders that are survivors, are surviving because they're still alive, they're the most kindest, loving, respectful, soft-spoken people I've ever seen. And they're my heroes. All of the survivors are our heroes. As they did, they went back into schools and they wanted to teach all the kids. All you kids, didn't matter what color we were, to share the culture, to share our medicine. So everybody knows who we are, so these mistakes do not happen again. And that our children, our most prized children, our precious resource, our future leaders, our medicine, are no longer harmed. And I'm grateful for them for being that strong. And they have not one harsh thing coming out of their mouth. Not one bad word. Not one blame. And I look at them, I said, if anybody should be mad about this, it should be our little elders, but they are so strong, so brave. And they do think you're their medicine. They do. We're proud now. We just revived our name 26 years ago. We're known as the Langley Indian Band. And our nation has grown, has blossomed. And I look next door to our neighbors and we're proud. And our children are drumming and singing like my son said. It's not just a few, it's a lot of them. So we have a lot of prayers in that out there. So I thank you. When we sing, it's a prayer for all of us. Each and every one of your families. You know, all we have stories, we all have history. This is a time when we're singing, when we're opening and asking the creators and the ancestors to come down. That's your ancestors as well, not just ours. You do then pray within yourself to say a prayer when we're singing, because you're going to be heard from the other side. As we gather, they gather. So again, and then also on behalf of Chief Alice McCabe from Matsqui First Nation, she wasn't well today, but she said she couldn't get out of bed because she's too heavy-hearted and sad for those babies and those children we've lost along the way. And there's going to be more. There's going to be thousands. My elder who passed away 20 years ago said there's going to be lots found. Not only around the residential schools, but even on the highways, even on the railroad tracks, when they're trying to run away to come home. We wonder if we say too much to you, if we hurt your feelings, but there's nothing else how softly we say this to you. My mom is 80, is going to be 84. And we celebrated at Douglas Day with our elders in the township in Langley City. And you know what? She uses her number, her sister's number from residential school as her PIN number today, 2021. So she can remember. Because they weren't humans in there. They didn't learn your name. You were a number. You were a number. My mom went so long because she asked and begged her parents to go. Because she wanted to be with her brothers because they were never apart. And they let her go because she wouldn't stop screaming. That's why she made it to 13 years. But she went there and there was a fence right in the middle where this man's standing, right straight through here. Boys on this side, girls on this side. And they weren't allowed to even talk to each other. They weren't even allowed to touch each other because the nuns and the priests would tell them they had dirty thoughts and they're dirty kids. I was sharing with my son yesterday. We talked about Cranbrook. I think the number is 182 yesterday that they found in Cranbrook, the numbers. And my counselor, Les Anton, he travels for fisheries. A few years back, this family from Cranbrook brought their mom to the casino hotel, taking her on a weekend. They lived around there, but they wanted to take her there for a weekend. And they walked in that building, and they had history of the residential school. And she went walking. She hit a spot in the hotel, and her body just froze. And she didn't know why. And then they came to her, and they're asking her, "Come on, Mom, we're going over there, and her room's over there, and the casino's over there." She's just like, "No, I'm not allowed over there." And then they're like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "No, because that line's there. The boys are on this side and the girls are on this side. I'm not allowed to step over there." So they couldn't budge her because she went and she got traumatized. And then they ended up leaving. She's in her 70s. This just happened. These stories are real. And we're telling you the nice ones. There's horrific ones. And I can't even, my elders won't even talk about it. The language is taken away right away. These are the real things I needed to share with you. And I think, why? Because I know you care, because you're sitting here. And I thank you so much for standing here, sitting here, and then listening to the little snippets of our elders that were once our little babies there. My mom was 4 years old. They took him as young as 3. As young as 3. So when we sing this last song, after my husband, I want you to get up if you want. And the elders, you don't have to stand up. And I want you to pray in your own way. Or help us pray. That's all you do. When we're singing, you just do this. And you're making our prayer stronger, our circle stronger. And speak to your ancestors right now yourself. Because again, lots been wronged by not only our people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. Thank you for not painted ears. I never thought I had the right to speak about residential school. But I did today for the 215. Those strong little ones that are waking up the world. They woke up the world and no one can hide. And no one can keep blaming, oh, so-and-so should be saying sorry. Oh, like, Come on. Everybody knows now.
A lot of folks end up taking that as an initial identity. You saw the members up here, the RCP members. Catches your eye right away. And I've been doing that for some time now, and it's initially the first impression it gets. So I need to take a step back from that person. And I need to look at where I come from. I've come to understand, and we've heard the stories, and it may take a little bit. I'm going to request it for a little bit of your time. When I was born from my nation, the Gitxsan Nation, I was less than 500. There's documentation that states there was more than 50,000 Gitxsan. 45 years ago, I was less than 1% survival.
Get